This is how you can get thousands of dollars worth of beauty products for free. Ulta hosted the first ever Ulta Beauty World, and this is everything that I got at the event for free.
Canal Street, ho.
You got this amazing credit score, right?
800.
Wanted a to die for purse. Oh. That's $2,000.
What was the point of bringing up my credit score?
Because you can go and swipe for it.
Right. So that's what poverty does to people's brains right there.
It feels like consumerism has hit a whole new level this year. Everywhere you look, people are spending more, collecting more, and going into debt faster than ever before. From new out-of-control beauty expos to adult children's toy collectors and shopping holes that rack up thousands of dollars, it's not just about buying stuff anymore. It's about identity, status, and of course, that dopamine hit. But at what cost? In today's video, we're taking a closer look at how extreme consumer culture has become and why so many people are going broke chasing it. Now, we're all human, I get it. So what was one guilty pleasure or luxury that you bought this year? Let me know down in the comment section below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
This is how you can get thousands of dollars worth of beauty products for free.
My.
Ulta hosted the first ever Ulta Beauty World, and this is everything that I got at the event for free. Anyone can go to the event. You don't have to be an influencer. You just need to have a ticket. The tickets were around $160, but you get so much stuff that it's so worth it. You get a beige tote filled with products, and on top of that, all of the brands are just handing out free products all day. And these aren't like travel size products. These are full size products, hair straighteners, blow dryers. Look how many bags I had when I got back to my hotel room. I had to make multiple trips to drop stuff off. We even got candy. I got my ears pierced, hair tinsel, full size perfumes. All of this for just one ticket to Ulta Beauty World.
That's
Next year,
insane.
it's going to be in April in Orlando, Florida.
Course.
Let me know. Do you guys think it's worth it?
All right, so I think she's going to have quite a tough time bringing some of that stuff home on the plane, especially if it's over, 3.4 ounces now? You're going to have to probably throw out or ship all that stuff. I mean, she had like 15 bags filled with beauty products. Now, we could go both ways with this. I've been to expos before. I used to go to the Arnold's back before the pandemic happened, and it was amazing. For those that don't know, the Arnold's is basically an expo for fitness. If you're into fitness and you want to get cool stuff and see what's going on in the industry there, you can see all the newest clothing, apparel, and for me, it was all about the protein bars, the protein drinks, the pre-workouts, all of that stuff, multivitamins, yada, 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 yada. I probably left with maybe 1 to 2 bags filled to the brim with cool stuff to take home with me, all for free, besides the ticket that you have to pay. It is very, very fun, but I will say the one downside is a lot of the stuff that I had expired because I couldn't go through it all. There was so much stuff, and we've made videos in the past on consumerism, especially with people collecting beauty products, and the problem that you guys had brought up is that all of these beauty products have expiration dates. There is no way you're going to be going through all of that stuff. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple comments that you guys had left on the previous consumerism or spending insanity episodes. And if you guys want to get featured in the next video, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. Now, this is a great video. We have a friend that falls into the social media trap of spending money on the new fad of material things. She definitely has got into debt by spending money on the Stanleys, purses, and junk from Temu. She then asks to hang out with us when she finds out we go to dinner, drinks, or a movie, yet she has no money because she spent it all on material stuff. She always wants us to pay her way because she never has money and has a lot of credit card debt for buying crap that she doesn't need. I love this comment, and I know of people that do this all the time, that will go out with us in a group setting, and when it comes to paying the bill, they don't have any money, but they spend all their money on everything else, all the consumeristic, materialistic stuff. So clearly they have money, or they're willing to spend it. And what it just comes down to is priorities. If they want it, they will spend the money. That is always how it's been, and they'll choose not to spend it that way. It does piss me off when certain people do that, when they go out with you knowing that, they're supposed to pay their own way, and then kind of like wait and exhaust all options. Like they'll wait so long to pay you back or something. And it's like, why did you even come? Like you just bought all this other materialistic stuff, the new iPhone, new sneakers, new this, new that. And then when it comes to paying your, 20, 30, 40 bucks that you spent, and you didn't go cheap, you bought several things to go out to eat. Now you don't have money for it. Very interesting. But this is how most people are in our society. It's not uncommon. This is the new normal now. That's the crazy thing. Oh my gosh. This is unreal. Tickets were $165. To include the stuff is free. No, it's all free. That's the crazy part. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They need a full cart. This is unreal consumerism. So there's like so many different avenues we can go down when talking about consumerism. And we've tried to debunk this in previous episodes. Like, when does it become hoarding? Are collections okay? Like, when does a collection become hoarding? And, if it's free, is it okay? Like, there's so many things to discuss here. But part of me, and I'm sure you guys will relate to this, looks at that and goes, oh, I wish I could get all that stuff for free too. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll figure it out when I get it. But I really, really, really want to try to get all that stuff, especially if it doesn't cost me anything. I don't know if you guys know, but I recently started messing around with my TikTok again. And somehow, my TikToks have been doing really well. I got accepted to the TikTok Shop Creator Program. And I've had a few videos go viral. And now tons of companies are sending me free samples of products to review and keep. And I'm kind of in the same boat. And what's happening is I'm getting a huge collection of tools that I don't need. There are some tools that I do need or want for my future garage, so I'm saving those. And the rest of them, I've just been giving them out as gifts or selling them or giving them to my friends because I just don't know what to do with it all. And part of me gets grossed out by having too much stuff, so I'm trying to get rid of it. Collections are okay, but if you fill your house and you are spending too much in comparison to how much you save monthly, you might have a problem. And this is true. I don't think there's anything wrong with collections per se. I personally have a tendency to do that stuff, but it seems like it's mainly just one collection. It used to be sneakers, then I sold them all, then I tried colognes, now I'm selling all those, and now I am into tools, and I really like tools. And at this point, she brings up spending too much in comparison. I don't spend that much. And now with this whole TikTok shop stuff, I'm getting all my tools for free, which is insane. But it still is consumerism to an extent. Is it consumerism if you're not paying for it? I don't know, but it's definitely not minimalistic to any sense. So I am getting rid of a lot of this stuff. So are collections bad if they're free? Do collections need to have a value to them? I like to collect money. I like to collect gold. Those things make me money. Tools make me money, and they save me money because I use them to work on my cars, or I buy them because I think that I may need them or it will make a job in the future easier, and I'd much rather have it now than have to order it, wait several days, or go drive to the dreaded tool store that's, and take an hour out of my day just to do that when I'm, in the middle or elbow deep in a car. Today I learned why Joann's was going out of business. Even their final deals were overpriced. Interesting. That's a funny one too. When I saw this, I actually went to Joann's with my fiance, and the deals were absolutely atrocious. Horrible. Disgusting. Revolting. I'm going to use every word in my vocabulary to describe it. Some things I've noticed is I have seen a lot of store closing signs, and the store is there for a year and a half, and they're still store closing. It makes no sense to me. And half the time, they're not even good deals. I don't even know if they ever were good deals, because you go in and it's 70% off everything in the store. And then I go look at the price and it's still $65 for a shirt. I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm not paying you a dime. This is a complete ripoff, and I wish I never came here. So I wanted to read a couple of the comments that people had left on that Joanne's video because I think they're hysterical. I saw on Reddit they apparently lost most of their money buying a bunch of Wooble kits or whatever they're called. I think those were like the knitting ones. I don't know. I got an email saying, closing sale, 25% off yarn. Girl, I've been buying 25% off yarn for years. What do you mean closing sale? That's what I'm saying. Sales nowadays are atrocious. I hate them. I hate them so much with a burning passion, and I know hate is a strong word, and I don't like to use it. But it's all a load of crock at this point here. Nothing is ever really on sale, and I'm starting to get really fed up with like Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx because, back in the day, I know that's crazy coming from a 27-year-old. I'm 27. Back in my days, TJ Maxx, when they had the red tags and they had the yellow tags, things were actually cheap. You know what I'm saying? Now I go to the clearance section all the way in the back of the store, find the red tags for like the food and stuff that used to be like $3 or $4, full price. And then the red tags, they'd be like $1, $2. Now the red tags, they're still $6, $7, $8. I'm like, there's no deals anymore. This is not worth it. Why are nothing is actually discounted anymore. I don't believe it. Where's that 90% off? Where's the 85% off? That's what I want to see at this point. Ex-Joanne employee here. The sales are actually the item's normal price, and the normal price as printed on the tags are way overmarked, so they can get away with having huge sales weekly. That's what I'm saying. You guys got to understand, nothing is ever really on sale, and it's all premeditative. They've thought about it, and it's all to just get your money. They are winning all the time. We've even made videos of like the Christmas haul, insanity episodes where I've gone to stores, and if you haven't seen that video, highly recommend you do. Like the sales that Target and these places throw after the holidays, like a day or two. And even then, with the 50, 70, 90% off, they're still making money, which is crazy. They're buying this junk for so cheap. They are still profiting off an 80% discount. It's insane. $32.99 for a storage bin. Yeah, maybe some stores deserve to be closed.
So I got here at 8:30 before them all opened. I was second in line after that guy. He claimed that he was going to buy all of them, so I decided not to wait, but this is so annoying. The vending machine doesn't open until 10, but he said that he's come many times and the people in front of him got all of them, so he wouldn't let me get one.
I don't understand this whole Labubu craze. I'm telling you right now, if you are going to buy Labubus, you are going to lose a lot of money. This is a textbook definition of a fad. And what that means is by next year, society will have moved on to something else, as we have done time and time again. And your Labubus are going to be worth Lapupu. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be worth $3 or $4, and you spent $400. You're going to feel really bad and disappointed. Adults collecting children's toys are usually adults who were children who couldn't afford these toys and now have adult money. I totally agree. There is definitely some sort of subconscious psychological need or guilt or fantasy that is trying to be fulfilled, I think, with a lot of people when it comes to something like this. Not that there's anything wrong with this unless it is, making you broke and you have no money to afford your bills. But I have noticed, I like the whole sociology subject, and I like to study and watch people and their habits and tendencies. I have noticed, especially people that either didn't grow up with money, or their parents didn't have money, or their parents refused to buy them gifts, or however it is, there's usually some like childhood trauma that triggers a lot of this stuff. Like, ooh, now I'm an adult and I have adult money. I'm going to go buy and collect the things that I was not allowed to do when I was younger. That's something that I've noticed. This is a very valid point with consumerism and spending.
This is why Amazon is changing their return policy. You see this? Lights die within a day. We ain't gonna talk about how dirty the shoes is. You done let your child walk the desert and now you want a refund. So this is why Amazon return policy changed. People just lie and want a refund. So sad.
I actually find that fascinating to see the Amazon returns from the other end, like on the other side of things, because you never see that side. I wonder if she's going to get in trouble for posting this stuff. I don't know if Amazon's going to want to see that. Amazon makes a lot of money, and they probably cover the cost of refunds, but I can imagine that the return policy definitely gets taken advantage of for sure, but they write it all off. And at some point now, it is becoming a problem because they have implemented, I don't know if you guys have Amazon or Amazon Prime, they have now implemented like new return policies that are not as lenient as they used to be. They're becoming quite strict, and they definitely flag your account depending on how much you spend versus how much you return. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of garbage on Amazon that needs to be returned, literal junk that I have. But also, if you don't lie, I think it's okay. Like, I just bought something that I'm going to return because I found it way cheaper somewhere else. And as long as you don't open it or you don't wear it for a month like that person did and then return them and lie, you won't get in trouble because eventually they're going to ban you or they're going to charge you a restocking fee, which I have heard, and you're going to lose your money. That's simple, but I get it. Very interesting. Yeah, Amazon lies about Prime delivery time, so we even... That is a very valid point. There has been many a times, just recently, my fiance ordered screens for her laptop for work, portable screens, 2-day delivery. That is the sole reason why we bought them. We bought it was last minute. We had 3 days, 4 days before we left, and we ordered them, you know, for the 2-day delivery, hoping they would get here before we had to fly somewhere. Well, we ordered them. 2 days go by. Sorry for the delay. 3 days go by. Sorry for the delay. Finally showed up on the 4th day. And we got them in time, just, you know, the night before the flight. But it's like, the reason I bought it because it said guaranteed 2-day delivery, and now you're out here with 4-day delivery, which is why I bought it.
Canal Street haul.
So first thing we got, me and Morgan both got little wallets.
Oh my god.
25 for both.
Next we got these Prada purses, and they were 45 each.
Yeah. Next we both got Louis Vuitton bags. Super cute.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they were
yeah.
50 each.
Yeah. Next I got this white Dior bag.
And I got another Louis Vuitton, and it's red on the inside. And we got these for
55 each.
55.
55 each.
Then I got Valentino.
And I got Viva La Juicy. It smells so good.
Yeah.
Those are
We got
definitely
this 2 for
dupes.
60.
Two for Guys, what are we doing here? This is expensive for knockoffs.
Then my dad wanted new headphones, so of course I got a pair too. So
He got these AirPods and this.
So these two were 60 together, and then
This was
20?
30?
20?
25.
25. Last thing I got was this Tiffany bracelet.
Since this is my birthday weekend, we got some purses. So I got the crossover Louis Vuitton
Oh my
bag,
gosh.
and also this the big tote. Is this the big tote? But yeah, I got 2 for 110.
2
And
for
then I-
$110? Guys, this is such tourist behavior. It's blowing my mind.
Another Louis Vuitton bag, and I love this white because it got pink outside. It looks so cute. And I got this for 60, I think. And then my last one.
Oh my gosh.
This was $60. The 2-tone Louis Vuitton handbag.
Like, don't get me wrong. Those are all amazing. And it's so tough. It's so tough. It's so tough. It's like, I think there's a right way to consumerism and a wrong way to consumerism, because imagine you don't have money and you buy all that stuff real and now you're broke. That would be like the wrong way to consumerism. The right way would be maybe you buy a couple and you have plenty of money and it's not a big deal. I don't know. You don't need 30 different purses. At the end of the day, people are going to know they're fake if you have a new one all the time. I was just in New York City last week for several days, visiting family, hanging out in the city. I like to do it. Part of me thinks maybe I should go make a video showing you guys what it's like on Canal Street. And it's getting so bad right now in New York City. You're not even seeing it just on Canal Street. You're now seeing this like right off of Times Square, like, or even on Times Square. They are pushing the envelope so far because it is illegal and you can't be doing that. Let me know if you guys want me next time I'm there to like film showing around or make a full video on the whole Canal Street halls and showing you the prices and stuff, because it's pretty crazy. And if you've never been to New York City, it might be cool to watch. Weird MFers waiting in line at 8 a.m. when Trader Joe's drops their tote bags. I didn't even know Trader Joe's had collectible tote bags. What the heck is wrong with people? LOL, they bought it too. I did not think I was going to fight grown women at 8 a.m. What the heck is this? I don't understand it. Like this has got to be consumerism. I get collecting collectible things. I understand waiting online, early in the morning to get something when it drops. But this almost has gotten too far. This is not like, Black Friday, which people used to wait in line for, or back in the day where the new Xbox game came out and you waited at GameStop to get it early before it sold out. Well, those were the good old days. Why do people go crazy for Trader Joe's tote bags? Never that serious for a bag. That's what I am saying. I don't understand. The thing with this stuff too is it's going to be worthless. The desperation for a tote bag is insane. I watched a video the other day that was saying like that we're entering a recession, or times are tough when people start going crazy off collecting and buying things that have like no value, that are worthless. Like adults collecting and going crazy for toys, like cheap toys and tote bags that are $3. It's like you don't have enough money to be purchasing big things. So you're just constantly trying to grab these small dopamine hits and these small wins. Also, what's even crazier than adults fighting over Trader Joe's tote bags? The fact that more than 70% of you guys that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. I just want to let you guys know that subscribing to the channel is completely free. Doesn't cost a dime, cheaper than getting these tote bags. All it does is let me know that you guys like these videos and that I should keep creating more videos like this. So if it's not too much to ask, just give it a little tap down below.
My new life motto is buy it cheap, buy it twice. So now that I'm in my like underconsumption, low buy life era, what are brands that we actually trust? Like what are... Like, as I'm needing to purchase things and replenish things, like,
what should I buy it cheap, buy it twice? I've heard it buy it nice or buy it twice. Similar variation. What are brands that we trust? What are things that have stood the test of time? Really, any category. I need a good list to look back on when I need to replace things. Interesting.
Brands that are actually quality items. I'm talking home stuff, like makeup, clothing, shoes. Like what are things that are going to hold, like what have you had for literally years? Like what did your mom pass down to you that has held up the test of time? Like while I'm on this like mindset shift of like I was raised to buy things cheap.
Me too.
My mom was a single
too.
mom and a teacher. We bought things cheap, and I was raised like that, and I've had a really hard time shifting my mentality to like not buy cheap things. Instead, I want to start buying quality things that are going to last me. I'm okay if I spend more money on it. I'm okay
This is big.
if it's 3 times the amount of the cheap thing, but if it's going to last me years, I don't care. I'm okay with spending money. What are the good brands? What do I need to be purchasing?
I was the same way. I was very cheap. Very, very, very cheap for a very long time. Granted, I didn't have any money in college or high school. Made nothing. So I could only afford cheap, if that makes sense. But now that I am older and I have more money, I am slowly drifting away from being cheap and becoming more frugal. So I am getting more comfortable and okay with spending more money up front, knowing that this product or whatever it is that I'm going to buy is going to last me longer. So no longer am I just shopping at Walmart buying cheap groceries. I go to Costco and buy bulk. I might spend $200-300 at once, but it's going to last me a month, 2 months, compared to buying the groceries and going shopping at Walmart every single week. But there's a lot of things that I've noticed. Coffee makers, things that are junky, plasticky. Like if you're buying them because they are cheap, they're probably going to break and last. Appliances in the house is a huge one. If you buy cheap appliances, you get what you pay for. Buy it nice or buy it twice if you can. Money isn't everything. You don't have to have a collection that retains value monetarily. The point of a collection is to make the collector happy. This is very true. I collect tools, like I said, because it saves me money in the long run from buying them. I guess that's not entirely true. I also liked collecting sneakers and da-da-da-da-da, and it was mainly just to show off and have them, but I would try to turn it into a business. I don't like spending money and collecting things that don't at least hold their value or go up. I recently sold off my sneaker collection of Jordans and Nikes, and I kid you not, I made a heck of a lot more money on it than when I originally bought them because I knew they'd become collector's items and go up in value. So that's awesome. And that's why people typically collect stuff, watches. At least from what I've noticed, there are plenty of people that purposely collect things that will go up or become like an asset, an investment, or at least it's a good excuse to start collecting things because, you know, they hold their value. I hear it all the time from collectors and friends of mine who collect stuff because the stuff goes up in value. We're not collecting trash. And I feel like everyone in the back of their mind thinks that the reason they're collecting this stuff is because it will go up in value or is a, you know, limited edition thing or it should make money, even though it might not. In their mind, it does.
I gotta have it, please.
Now say what you just said again.
Huh?
Say what you said again. Because we're going to get all this on tape. Say what you said.
If we were married, you got this amazing credit score, right?
800.
Okay.
Very good.
And
this is what poverty does to y'all brain. Listen to this. Go ahead.
no, we're not doing this. Cut it off.
Now you don't want to talk. You was talking so confidently a minute ago.
How was that? No, because they're going to say, oh, that's the girl.
They don't know who you are. You ain't on the camera. So go ahead and say what you was going to say. Say what you just said a minute ago.
Okay, you got this amazing credit score, right?
I got an 800 credit score. And I worked very hard. And my mama helped me get that credit score. She helped me pay my car
now,
payment. I was 19.
If your wife...
You heard what he said? I got this amazing credit score because my mama helped me pay my car payment since I was 19. I mean, it's also somewhat financial illiteracy too because you don't need that. I got a credit card at 18. I've never had like a car payment like that. And all I did was just pay my credit card off in full every month. And I have like an 840 credit score right now at 27. That's all I did. Just pay what you spend on your credit card every month on time. And you'll get a great credit score. That is it. You don't have to go start taking out loans and bigger debts to build a credit score. It's silly. You could literally buy a pack of gum every month, pay it off, and you will get a good credit score. It's that simple, guys. I'm telling you.
To die for a purse, that's $2,000.
There ain't no purse on planet Earth worth dying for, but go ahead. That's $2,000.
You gonna die if you buy me that bad?
No, that's not the point. It ain't no purse on planet Earth that important.
I said to die for it. Like it's not something that you would get me like every year. Chuck, get me a purse every year. No, it's something that I'm in love with. Maybe it's Mother's Day coming up. Maybe it's my birthday coming up. Maybe it's Christmas.
Okay.
You can't get that for me?
So you want me to use my 800 credit score to get a purse, to go in debt to buy a purse?
You're going to be in debt. You're going to be in debt if you get that purse.
What was the point of bringing up my credit score?
Because you can go and swipe for it.
Right. So that's what poverty does to people's brains right there. You want me to, if I don't have $2,000 in my bank account, why would I go and buy a $2,000 object on a credit card? That's what most people in America do. That's why most people in America is poor.
You want to be for real? You have a Bitcoin, right?
Why would I sell?
I didn't say for you to sell your Bitcoin. Don't act like you poor. You're not poor.
Okay. Go ahead. So what does that got to do?
You have a good job.
Okay. What does that got to do with anything?
You can get me a nice purse.
Why would I go into debt to buy
You're not going to be in debt. You have great credit.
Oh my God.
How are you going into debt?
This is poverty. This is what poverty does to you. So if you
maybe I don't know.
If you use a credit card, that is money that was created out of thin air. So if I don't have $2,000 in my bank account, therefore, if I spend $2,000 on a credit card, I don't have it in my bank account. I'm just spent money that I don't have. So
you do have money in your bank account.
But why would I put it on a credit card then? What was the point of bringing up my credit score then?
Because credit, you're making monthly payments.
Why would, right? See, and this is what poverty does to you, right? This is what they tell you in America. This is why all the credit cards, this is why all the credit card companies make a whole bunch of money. So when you buy stuff on the credit card, they charge you interest on it.
If you don't pay it off in full every month.
Or you have to pay more than the $2,000. If you only pay the minimum payment, you're going to pay a fee on top of that. That's how the credit card company makes their money. That's why people
That's one way credit card companies make their money. The second way, the most, probably the biggest way credit card companies make all of their money, or majority of it, is by influencing and getting people to become consumers and spend as much money as they possibly can. They love when people go spending and shopping and buying as much stuff as they can. That's why they constantly promote shopping with their credit cards. And the main reason for that is because they make money indirectly off of everything you buy. And what that means is they charge the merchant a 3% transaction fee for every single thing you decide to buy, no matter where you go. Go out to eat, go to TJ Maxx, go to the supermarket, doesn't matter. If you use a credit card and you swipe for it, that company is going to charge the business 3%. And in order to get that to happen, they have to influence you and make it look pretty that consumerism is okay and necessary and fun. So they try to incentivize different ways to get you to go out and shop and spend money and swipe that card and use their card over others by giving you cash back, by giving you discounts, by giving you promotions, by giving you points, 2x, 3x, 4x. They don't care anything. They're going to pay you peanuts on your spending, and they're going to make thousands of dollars.
So much on a credit card, and they never get out of debt because they're paying more than what the item is worth. So if I pay payments on it, let's say I make 4 payments of $500, I'm getting charged $50 of interest. So that mean I just paid $2,500 for a $2,000 bag just to put it on the credit card because I didn't have money.
We gotta watch this on YouTube or something. I don't believe it.
That is why this is what poverty does to y'all brains right here. This is what poverty does. This is what they don't teach people in school. Yep. All this shit I had to learn on my own. They don't teach none of this shit in school because why? They want to keep people enslaved like this.
100%.
And she don't know no better. And a lot of y'all out there don't know no better.
Yep.
And that's what they want. They want you not to have no knowledge. There's millions of people just like this that don't know nothing about the American financial system.
Very true. See, I mean, poverty is the outcome. Broke is having no money, and poor is a mindset, and that's the problem. And then she's like, oh, if you have so much money, you could just afford to buy me it. Yes, but what you don't understand is if I keep buying things like that, I'm not going to have any money. The way I've made so much money and the way I have still so much money is by not spending it. Here's a great quote. Most people want to spend like millionaires, not actually be millionaires, because to be a millionaire is way different than spending like one. You have to do pretty much the opposite. It is watching everything you buy, being as frugal as possible, budgeting, watching all your bills, trying to reduce all your costs and trying to make more money. It's not fun. That's why most people aren't millionaires, and it's very difficult, and you have to be very disciplined in order to do it. A person who makes $20K a year with no debt can have an 850 credit score. Doesn't mean they can afford a $2,000 purse. It's also a valid point. Y'all having two different conversations, very true. That's insufferable. Sorry, man. I'm still stuck on why she brought up a credit score about a purse, because to some people, a lot of people who are financially illiterate, people really idolize a credit score, and a high one typically means you can get approved for certain loans. Doesn't mean you can afford it. It just means you can get approved for taking out loans and borrowing money to afford certain things and get certain things. If she had a low credit score, which would mean she's bad paying back her debts, she wouldn't be able to get approved when she swipes for it. But if she has a great credit score, then she has the available funds he does to swipe for it, get approved. If that makes sense. I know I'm going all over the place, but she doesn't understand a high credit doesn't give you extra money to spend. It just lets loaners trust that you'll pay the money that they've lent you. That is very true. She knows too much of your business, and she done told all of us, oh my God.
The longer you can go without shopping or eating out, the easier it gets, because there's like an impulse to it. Like you do it and you do it, and it's almost like a habit. But if you discipline yourself, it gets easier every time you get that urge to want to do it. And I noticed this because like when I was trying not to eat out, and I was like just eating out twice a week, 3 times a week, like it was hard for me to want to fight off those cravings. But when I just went cold turkey and I'm like, oh no, I'm not eating fast food at all, or I'm not shopping at all. Every time I want to buy something, I just add it to my cart and come back later. It got easier and easier for me to keep pushing it out and keep pushing it out. And I think a lot of it is like, it's like marketing. Like they try to market products in a way that's almost becomes an addiction to us.
Yes.
And the same thing with the food. Like the food is highly addictive. Like the more you eat it, the more it's on your mind. But like if you could push it back somewhere far in your mind to where it's out of sight, out of mind, then it's a lot easier to fight off those urges to want to eat out and want to go shopping. Or at least that's what I noticed. And it really helps because, I mean, I save a lot of money. I don't count calories, but I imagine I save a lot of calories. You know, there's a big difference between getting like fries that are deep fried that you got through the drive-through and making fries at home. You know, like calorically wise, it's probably better for you to just eat them at home, cut up the potatoes and then make it in the air fryer, the oven, or whatever you want to use. You'll have fiber, and then you'll have less fat in it. And then shopping, when you're not shopping as much, you're not spending all your hard-earned cash on like stuff you probably don't even need.
So here's something I want to talk about. Everybody has their vices. Every person is chasing dopamine. No matter what it is that you do, you are chasing dopamine when you break it down on a scientific level. That's why we do things. Our body rewards us by releasing dopamine, that drug that makes us feel good, by doing things it tells us to do. We will naturally go do things that bring us dopamine, and we will avoid things that, raise our cortisol or stress us out or make us fearful. So eating feels good and we release dopamine. Having, sex feels good and releases dopamine and other hormones, which is our body's way of telling us, yes, do this. The genetic, it's very weird. It tells us to do that. So lots of people, the whole hunter-gatherer thing, women were gatherers. They like to collect things. That's why shopping, for the most part, is catered towards women. Go into any TJ Maxx. 95% of the freaking store is catered towards women. And then I get a small rack in the corner that's for men. And it's junk. Can't stand it. So all it is just modern day stuff backing off the same things that we used to do when we were cavemen. But the thing you got to realize is you need to find better releases of dopamine. For me, going on walks, going to the gym, eating clean at home, solving problems and reading releases dopamine, and those conveniently are free or cost very little. If I was to switch that and start chasing dopamine by eating fast food or going shopping all the time, I'm going to go broke and become an addict, and then it's a problem. So it's not so much you have to restrict those things and stop doing that stuff. We all need dopamine, but it's try to find ways to supplement it with other methods that are cheaper or more frugal than being a hyper-consumerist or going out and eating fast food. Saving becomes addicting too. This is very true. This is another valid point to it. So I have switched from spending and shopping and getting that, dopamine release, and now saving is addicting, and I get a dopamine release from saving my money. Every time I get my, capital distribution and my dividends from what I've invested in my money market or my index funds, and I see every month, $2,000 extra gets deposited into my account that I've made from saving and investing, that's a huge dopamine release, and it's addicting, and I want to make that number bigger, so I'm doing everything to make that number bigger to get that dopamine hit. When you see how much extra money you can save, you want to do it even more. Totally agree. A 5-pound bag of potatoes costs same as a medium fry. Only need half a tablespoon of oil in the air fryer for hot, fresh fries. Cheaper and healthier. Yes, there's definitely ways to switch it up, and if you can find some way to reward yourself at home by cooking at home versus eating out, there's a good way to stop that old habit. If you haven't read the book Atomic Habits, highly recommend you do that because it talks about ways you can get rid of bad habits and introduce new ones. Anywho, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode on crazy consumerism. I'm really curious to your thoughts on collections. If they're free, is it okay? Is it only when there's some sort of financial aspect tied to it? I'm curious. Otherwise, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen my previous episode on consumerism, hyper consumerism, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.